Alright, so I'm back working on the 66 replica car, and subframe connectors has been on the list. The original video talked about using a convertible parts to make it work, but we decided to do something different. It's taken me a little while to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it, just trying to do it as clean as possible. This is what I got. So what I did is the main part of the frame stops right out here. You can see these little rivets here. I brought a 2-inch square tubing. It slides into the frame here. I had to cut the floor for it to sit up inside of here, and then it does a 45 back into the frame right here, so it connects to the frame there. This allows me to install a subframe connector, but keeping it high enough where it's not going to interfere with the exhaust the way the replica and the original race car had the exhaust. Will really be able to stiffen up the chassis. The next thing will be modifying this seat riser so that it can fit. The seat riser is from a 67, 68. They were a little bit lower than the 65, 66. Allows the seat to sit a little bit lower. You just look a little bit cooler in the car. Yeah, so the next step for me before I weld this in permanently, I'm going to go ahead and cut this seat riser and make it where this sits on top of this bar here, because that will be how it will all go together. So I'll cut this, have it sitted, kind of test fit everything, make sure I like it, then weld this in, and then weld this in on top of that. And then this will be done. There will be the other side, which I'm going to record more video of, so you'll just see that more in like a motion capture, probably set up maybe some kind of time lapse for that. And then we're going to do a roll bar in this car as well. Still trying to figure out if we're making that bolt in or weld in. The thing is like the original race car, or part of the class, had to have the rear seats in the car, and so welding a roll bar in here might not allow us to put the seat in and out. So we'll either need to put the seat in and then TIG weld the bar in so there's no sparks, so it doesn't mess up the seat, or if I can get it angled just right and get it in here after welding in the roll bar, we may do it that way. Or I may just make it bolt in, kind of like I did with the Falcon if you saw that video. And this car isn't going to be raced, it's a street car. Probably going to go to car shows more than anything. But we do want to put in shoulder harnesses, and the replica didn't come with a roll bar, so we're kind of adding that feature to make it look more like the race car. I'm probably going to build the roll bar the same way the race car did. It had kind of an odd looking diagonal brace that kind of was from here up to the corner in the back. Kind of looked a little odd to me, but it does fit what the race car was for. So I wanted to take you under the car as well a little bit, so you can kind of see. This is where the subframe connector does a 45 and goes into the frame here, right before the suspension. We're putting a custom suspension in here, and we're gonna have to reuse that bolt. That's for the leaf spring, so we don't want to cover that up. And then the exhaust, you can kind of see, probably isn't the greatest picture, but this exhaust really hugs the body right there, where normally subframe connectors are bolted in holding onto this, and the exhaust went right here. So I'm going to move the mount for the exhaust onto the subframe connector, and that will allow us to mount the exhaust in the same way while also adding rigidity to the car. You can see this is where it goes into the front of the frame. I cut a hole and slid this tube into there, so I'll be welding it solid around the edge, as well as filling in holes. There's little holes here. You can see them, yeah, and I'll put a little bit of weld into there. It should just really make the whole thing solid, so it'll have a frame from the front to the back, and really create a lot of rigidity. This seam, I'll probably end up welding little stitches on the inside to weld it all up and get it solid again. On the subframe connector on the driver's side, and to do that I need to create a 45-degree angle for this to go into the subframe in the back. And how I will do that is mark 22.5 degrees on either side. That's basically what that is. When I cut that and then bend this in, it will give me that 45 degrees that will go into the rear subframe. The front, again, will go into the front subframe, which basically is connecting the two.